Hey everyone, Pastor George here. Happy St. Patrick's Day. As you can see, I'm wearing my orange. It's a little dreary out, but that's all right. We're going to have fun in here. For today, my mailbag question is anonymously says, the other day I heard godparents mentioned. I had them, don't know why. I believe it's a Catholic thing. When did it start? Why? Gotta love that emphasis there. And is it still something that is done? So, godparents. Godparents are not just a Catholic thing. They're actually in a lot of different traditions. How did it start? Well, when infants were baptized, right, and this carries into our church today, right, when infants were baptized, we bring them before everyone, right, and they can't make statements of faith, and so parents make it on their behalf, right? Well, that's how they did it in the ancient church, and as time moved forward, it became, like a bigger event. And so originally, like, they would choose one male friend who was very special to help lead them, and they were referred to as like spiritual fathers, right? And then eventually, other people would be added, like, other friends or stuff like that, and they were referred to in Latin as cum pater and cum mater, which means, co-father, co-mother, right? Who would all help in raising the child in the faith, right? That's the actual purpose of the whole thing. It's kind of changed now into just being something kind of nice you do for your friends or something, but ideally, they're supposed to play a really important spiritual role in the growth of the child, right? It's not just a Catholic thing. It went up through the Reformation, and actually in law codes throughout before the Reformation, like way early in the late classical period in the Middle Ages, there were actually laws forbidding like relationships between godparents and godchildren and stuff like that. That's how kind of important it was seen, that it was almost like a familial relationship, right? And then the Protestants and Catholic churches both preserved the the practice of having godparents. All of them, Reformed, Lutheran, all that stuff, Anglican. And then, like, over time, just the names changed. So we actually still have this role. And if you look in our book of order, it's supposed to be sponsors, right? We call them sponsors. I'm not sure why it changed. It might have just changed because people didn't like the term godparent, or it might have been, some Protestants thinking it was a Catholic thing and changing the name. I'm not really sure. Uh, and so they changed the name to sponsors, but we have it today. It's still something that is done. So the role of godparents is supposed to nourish the child in the faith, right? Help the parents raise them in the church. And again, it kind of shifted away from that into being more of like a special, like, honorary thing you can do for your friends because you want them to kind of feel important or whatever, in the same way that you would choose like a bridesmaid or a groomsman, something like that, right? So it's changed a lot in, like, I think the way it's popularly used by people, but that's how it started. And we still do have it, although, it's not maybe as big of a deal in some traditions as it is in others. But basically, every Christian tradition has a place for that, as long as it's infant baptism, right? Once you move outside of infant baptism, you go into Baptists and stuff like that, you don't have godparents anymore because, of course, there's no child to raise in the faith, right? It's just, the person being baptized. They might still bring sponsors who, like, kind of speak on their behalf or talk about their testimony or something like that, but they're not going to have any sort of godparent type of relationship. So I guess there are some Protestants who reject it. And I'm not sure about, maybe, I'm fairly certain the Eastern Orthodox Church does, but maybe they don't. But other churches, I'm not quite sure. But definitely Catholics and Protestants and the Western Church still has them. They might just call them different names. So, good question. All right, all of you have a wonderful rest of your St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you on Sunday for church. Peace out.